So we are discussing about the SAP installation, implementation. In that installation is the one of the major part. For that one, yesterday we discussed about the software requirement. What are the softwares we required for the SAP installation here? Then hardware. So hardware requirements also we have to take care as part of the installation here. Sir, hardware, why we are touching the hardware means we should know, even if you are not performing, we should know something about the hardware requirements as well here. For basic SAP installation, the minimum hardware requirement typically it includes a processor with a at least dual core processor is required minimum so 8 GB RAM, minimum 8 GB of RAM is required for the SAP application instance application, and also the hard disk space depending upon the anticipated data volume, and also the space so depend on anticipated data volume anticipated data, so data, how much data we are anticipating in the next 3 years. Based on that, we have to check the space depending upon the anticipated data volume and the stable network connection. The stable network connection here. So good network connection here, right? So these are the main things are required as part of the hardware. So, however, the exact requirement will vary depending on the specific modules and also number of users you plan to support it here. And also if the larger deployment, slightly more powerful hardwares, multiple CPU cores, so more RAM capacity, we have to use it. All these things depending upon the number of users or number of functional objects, number of users, number of functional objects here. Okay, so number of users and number of functional objects here. So the sizing will depending upon the sizing SAP, the sizing will depending upon the, so majorly two factors here. The majorly two factors here. The hardware size majorly will depending upon the majorly two factors here. One is the user based sizing. User based. The second one is the object based here. Object based throughput sizing. Object based number of objects, number of data, or number of users. So based upon this one, sizing, it's not the constant or static sizing, it may be dynamic sizing. Dynamic means it may be changed for your customer depending upon the your data. It may be change it here, user based and object based sizing here, right? So user based sizing means it is calculated based upon the number of users who work on the system to different degrees of mechanism, maybe frequently logged in or only one time they log in or monthly. So based upon the dialogue steps, means number of users, we have to calculate the user based sizing here, right? Throughput based means it is based upon the number of objects that are created in the specific period of time. Example, number of sales order or purchase order, invoices, billings, so that are created in a the average peak, that are created average peak hours in a year of time here in the year. So how many sales order, based on that also, based on that objects also, we can calculate the hardware sizing. We can calculate the hardware sizing here. So inputs we have to provide it here. We have to provide the inputs. So I think there is a power issue. Oh my God. Just give me a minute. Hi, am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah. There is a small power disconnection. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, sorry. So we are discussing about the user-based, object-based. Objects means number of objects. Objects in the sense like number of sales orders, purchase orders, invoices, billings, so shipments, production orders. How many will be created based upon the one interval time? Based on that, we will get the how much RAM we required, disk space, and everything. So number of users, who how many users currently, it will work it here. So just estimation, not the exact figures here, right? So this we will get it out here, right? So this number of users, these things we will get it out here from the tools here. So there is a normally there are the key points about SAP installation hardware requirements here, which means minimum CPU, right? So RAM, and also the space, which means storage. Normally, technically, we will call it as the storage requirements, and also the network here, right? So these four factors we have to consider mainly here, and also they are the factors. Some factors will influencing the hardware requirements as well here based upon the SAP modules. Sometimes people will go for the CRM, ERP, HCM. They are the vary of resources on demands. So number of users, more users generally requires for the so processing. The more users will log into the ECC systems compared to the other module. So that time the recommendations will maybe vary depends upon the so modules also here. So database size of the your database will impact the storage and processing requirements. So there are the multiple factors and multiple key points will depending upon the multiple factors will influencing the CPU, RAM, hardware space, and network. All these things here, right? All those things here it should be required here, right? So minimum to install the simple one system, minimum 8 GB is required. The storage and all, if we are the storage, if we talk about the storage hardware capacity, so 200 GB plus free space is there. That is best to do the installation OS requirements, and so that is we required for storing the softwares and the SAP data and everything here, right? So normally instead of doing this one, there is a SAP provided the quick sizer tool. There is a web-based tool for calculation of the sizing here. Web-based tool. There is a web-based tool that is called the SAP quick sizer tool for performing the sizing and everything here. Quick sizer tool to perform the sizing and everything here. So we have to log into the SAP. We have to log into the SAP here. Just to go to the SAP quick sizer tool. So this quick sizer tool here will estimate the sizing means what? Hardware requirements like such memory, CPU, disk space, IO capacity, and network bandwidth, right? So using this sizing, we will come to know the see here user based sizing, object throughput based sizing here, right? So then we can just launch we can launch the so we can launch the tool we can launch that tool. Then we will get the so the information. Here we have to create the project. So one project we have to create it here. So to perform the analysis here using the quick sizer tool here, we have to specify the project name. Suppose like example, so ERP or S4 system, S4 on a project. Okay, you have to create the project here. Then project information we have to fill it out here. Then we have to what is the industry of the project here. Suppose like it's a the project the customer is a educational project, then higher educational or training manufacture. So those things we have to provide it here, right? So then so we have to fill the details like so what is the is it a finance system? So finance or training, so HR, so sales, so whatever, what systems, what modules you are going to introduce in your system. So those industry solutions, specific solutions, you have to apply it here. You have to apply it here. Those industry solutions you have to apply it here. So here e-recruitment. So suppose like e-recruitment. So here you need to fill the you need to fill the softwares like is it public cloud or private cloud. So what is the platform communications here, like mainly we need to provide the development systems, what is the database you are going to use it here, what is the version of the database, what is the operating system you are going to use it here. So what is the communication method, how many days system should be availability, system availability from Monday to Sunday. So then those details, how the backups, how the disk, and how the hardware high availability concept here. You have the UPS for the each system here, high availability required here, accepted. So you need to select all the templates. In the templates, what is the network layer here, you are going to use the public network or ethernet. So then you need to use the how the users front end, so GUI, LAN or web based they will use it here. So you need to select everything, you need to select everything here. Finally, if you just click on the calculate the results means, then you will come to know the, if you calculate this one, you will come to know the project coming customer data we have to fill it out. Then you will come to know the information, what is the result, what is the exact thing, you will come to know all the information here. So that is the thing we have to, so we have to get from here. Quick sizer tool, SAP providing this to the customer to get the sizing of the RAM, and also the space, and also the disk. All the things we will come to know from using the this one here. Using this one we will come to know here. So sizing, right? This one we will get from SAP here. So this in the this tool we can calculate the results here. If you don't provide the data here, then here we will get the details. So we can get the, we can just go to the edit, then we can edit it here. So we can edit it here so that we can fill the details again. So we can correct the details here, what details and what required, how many percentage uptime and downtime. So all the inputs throughput, so user based sizing or throughput. So then so you can inform the everything here, everything you can mention here. Then again you just calculate the results here, then you will get the all the details here. So there is a questionnaire, these all are the questionnaires. There is a documentation also available here, quick sizer tool documentation. So you have the all the information how to do that one, how to do the sizing and CPUs memory. So you will get the all the information like that here, like this. You will get the how many CPUs, how many memory, how much RAM size. So you will get the estimations, you will get the estimations you will get from SAP here. Estimations you will get from SAP here. So these estimations will help you to find out the estimations will help you to trouble to find out the how much is required, how much RAM, how much space, storage, network. So all the information you will come to know the here, right? So using the quick sizer tool, you will get the hardware requirements here. And also there is a one more method. It's not using the quick sizer tool. There is a t-shirt sizing method. T-shirt the sizing method here. T-shirt sizing method. Or if it is the cloud, there are the some families. So they have to use it here. So like yeah, so there are the some specific requirement, computer optimized, memory optimized requirements, we have to use it here. So for the t-shirt sizing method, there is a small, medium, the large, so extra large. So like this, small, There's a small, so we need to go for the minimum 8 GB. So medium, so 16 GB. So then large customer 32 GB, extra large customer 64 GB. So like that we have to take the so space RAM. Like that we have to need the RAM here. So based upon the RAM size, you will get the so CPU requirement. So one fee CPU will handle the so when one physical CPU will handle the 16 GB of RAM memory, 16 GB of RAM memory here. So you have the 8 to 16 GB, then one physical CPU is enough to handle the so system, SAP application and everything. If you have the 32 GB, then you need the two CPUs are required here. Same formula, this is in the on-prem. When it goes to the cloud-based solutions, cloud, either AWS or Azure. So here, the physical CPU concept is changed to the vCPU. Then 8 GB of RAM memory, 8 GB of RAM memory will be changed here. So which means one physical CPU equals to the two virtual CPUs here, and it goes to the cloud-based solutions here. Then space recommendation, which means storage recommendation, minimum 200 GB is required for the working SAP system here. So network side 1 Gbps. It's a very high configurations or per second 1 gigabyte per second. So like better good network is required here. But for SAP minimum minimum. So 8 GB per SAP is required. We have more, that is also fine. The more space, more thing also, that is also fine for the SAP here. SAP, yeah. Right? Then, so storage, so that, so the hardware space, so minimum for the ECC system, 200 GB, then CRM and SRM systems. So if you have a minimum 200 GB, that is applicable for all the systems here. So all the other systems as well here. So then, what is the hardware requirement? Then, so these are all the things will come to the hardware
Sir,
part.
your voice is not coming.
Your
There's a
voice is
disturbance.
breaking.
Yes, breaking.
Okay, what happened? Mhm. Let me very slow. Let me close.
Yes.
Is it okay now? Okay, something is causing the low volume. Okay, I think it's better now. Actually, power gone, so just running the laptop with the minimum power battery. So that's fine. Okay, so these are the requirements of the so hardware. Hardware
Sir,
means main whatly CPU, storage, and
sir, can
RAM.
you please repeat the network part?
Okay, network is the minimum 1 Gbps or Mbps, Mbps also fine, but SAP recommending for the HANA databases or SAP application, S4 applications, 1 Gbps, 1 gigabyte per second. So our good internet network, stable internet network connection is required for the systems. And storage side, minimum, it's a minimum 200 GB. So CPUs and memory, that is. So coming to the operating systems, SAP we can install on the any operating systems, Windows and the Linux version also we can install it here. Windows and the Linux version also we can install it here. So let me stop it here. Yeah. So Windows and Linux also it is fine. So Windows means what? So Windows server editions. Windows the server editions. Server editions means now supported server editions are Windows 2016 onwards, Windows 2016 onwards, so it is fine. So the Linux version, so if it is the SUSE Linux, SLES, so the 15 SP01 onwards, now to till SPS 06 is the latest version. We can use the any Linux operating system here. If it is the Red Hat Linux, we can use the so 8 point, I think Red Hat Linux means that is called the RHEL. So 8.4 plus 2, we can use it here. 8.4 or 8.3 is there. So from onwards, we can use the Red Hat Linux here. So which means always SAP recommending when you are installing now for today, as of today, what is the latest versions you need to install the SAP systems on the latest versions only. That is the main recommendation from SAP. So you are installing today, then today is the latest version of the SPS 06 in the Linux. Then this one Windows Server 2016, 2018, then 2020, I think 2022 is the latest server editions. Then you can go for the 2022 or 2020 N-1 approach. Also, you can go with this one. And SUSE Linux also, either you can go for the 06 or 05. You can go with this one. And Red Hat Linux, the latest version RHEL, I think 9 point series, 9 plus series is there. So 9.4 or 9.3 we have to use it here. So latest versions always it come to the operating system level. So latest version of the operating systems we have to install it on top of the hardware. Why? Because hardware procurement, everything will be hardware. Purchasing the CPU, hardware, storage, network, everything will be done by the your infrastructure team. And OS also they will install it or they will take care of that part. Then after that they will hand over the system to you. Then you will start the preparation activities for the SAP. You will start the preparation activities like downloading the softwares, whatever we downloaded yesterday, downloading the softwares and everything, it will be done by the your hardware. So we have to do that one, we have to do. And once you download it, then we have to move to the application server level, we have to do that one here, right?
Sir, I have a question here. So this all requirement we have to give to the server team or
They knows actually when they are working for the SAP. So some they know, so like otherwise they will get the requirement from the customer. Customer means client. So suppose if the client also there is don't client also don't know, then they will ask us. Client will ask us. Ask us means one of the expert, our manager or architect, he will ask the sizing of the architect actually. Because architect knows. Architect means what? Who are having more than 20 years, 15 years experience. Those are very hands-on experience on the SAP systems. Those guys are the architects, which means they knows how the sizing works, how much RAM, how much space, how much memory we have to take it out, right? So then they will consider their recommendations, experienced person's recommendations. Based on that, they will hand over the systems to the so OS team. OS team will do the installation and adjustments of the memory, CPU space, and everything. But in case we are in that situation, then how can we provide how much RAM minimum, how much if they ask us, then we should know minimum things, right? That is the reason minimum 8 GB RAM is required. So then storage, how much is required, network, how much bandwidth is required. So then what is the operating systems SAP will support? We should know about something about these things, right? That's why we also discussed about the hardware requirements. Basically, it's not required for it's not mandatory for us to learn these things. But you should good to know these informations and everything. And what we required is what are the software requirement you should know about. So software requirement here, softwares, what are the softwares you required here? So SWPM tool is required, right? Software provisioning manager, then exports we required, and also we required the kernels we required, Also we required the so DB clients also required here. Also we required the so SAP host agent is required here. So where to download these softwares here? Where to download service marketplace here? You can go to the service marketplace me.sap.com or service.sap.com. We will navigate to the your download section here, download SAP software section here. So here we can go to the systems. So installation, right? By alphabetical index. So suppose like you are installing the CRM or ECC, then go for ECC, ERP, then latest versions. Always we should go for the latest version. Why? Because 5.0, 6.0, after that EHP 8 as part of the version, EHP 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So go for the EHP 8 latest version. Then installation, select the download the exports, installation exports, installation exports, installation exports, installation exports. Just click on this button. So click on the hyperlink. So this will download the your files. See, this will be download the files here. So like this, we have to download the all the exports. Okay, this is for the exports. Then we have the S for SWPM. Go for the S for S4 and S for SWPM. S for so many things will come, right? So then so SL tool set. This is the tool actually, logistic tool set here. Then installation, then download the SWPM folder zip file. So just click on this one, this will be downloaded. Then so kernel, K for kernel, just go to the K for kernel, K for kernel, kernel 64-bit version, installation. Then what is the operating system? In which operating system? Windows, Linux, select it, then download the related kernel files here. Right? So then simple actually. So then so DB client, then DB databases. So then so host agent, host H for host agent, H for HANA, H for a host agent, H for many things, HR, so many things, right? Then H for host agent, SAP host agent, yeah, host agent. Download the host agent related files here. Based upon the operating system, select the which operating systems you have, then download the related patches here.
We should download all packages or only
Only
one
latest one. Which is the latest one? We have to download the latest packages.
only one file, right?
One file, only one file. So these are the 66, 65, 64. So are there. So which is the latest? 66 is the latest. Then download the latest one. So SAP always says the vendor, SAP means our vendor company, who will provide the softwares to us. Always they says download the latest packages. Install these things on the latest operating systems. Always latest. When you go to the market, always we pick up the latest things only, right? So not the old things, latest things only or fresh things. Same thing here also, latest things we have to download it.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Sir, vendor will provide this file, means files, or we have to download it. Means
We
once
have to
they provide
download it.
SS,
This is our purely our responsibility actually.
okay, and SSID will be provided by them, right?
Yeah, yes user ID for downloading the yes user ID, they will provide to ID. When you join the company as a basis consultant, definitely in the project they will give you the one yes user ID. Why? Because they know definitely there is a need, so they will provide the yes user ID to you. So you have to log in and with yes user ID, it starts with the S00. Then so you are doing the installation. Maybe you joined as a installation project. Normally we won't. So, but in case if you joined as a installation project, means implementation project, then you have to go to the alphabetical, then you will download it. When you join it, that time they maybe have the already built the systems. Already they will build the OS, they will build the why because in the cloud, so it's already automatically templated, auto templates already are memory, CPU, RAM, everything auto templated. So you don't need to worry about the actually you don't need to worry about the hardware requirements basically, they will take care of it. It's out of our scope. But if you know something tomorrow, if the non-customers, non-SAP customers, so maybe the customer also don't know about the some ERP related things. So that time you are only one person. They asked question to you. That time you should answer something about the hardware requirements and that things, right? So that is the reason we are discussing about the hardware requirement. Basically, so it's you no need to so worry about this hardware requirements. But if they ask you which tools or which methods you use, there are the two. We can use the web-based standard web-based tool, SAP Quick Sizer tool. This is only will give you the estimation, but not the exact one. Then T-set sizing also estimation, not the exact one. So no tool will provide the exact estimation. You should know 16 GB, something like that. They will give you the rough estimations. They will provide you based on that. We have to decide. Why? Because if the tool provided the exact estimation, you require the 32 GB, then tomorrow after you done the 32 GB, after 1 year completed, then the system give the problem. Then so you raise a case with SAP, reading that you asked me to do 32 GB only. Now with 32 GB memory is very full, then your suggestions are wrong. That's why so no one will give you the exact estimation. Rough estimations they will provide you. Based on that, we have to decide. Okay, this is coming to the 30 GB. Then we can uplift to the another 8 GB, another 16 GB. Like that, we can keep on adding. We can add it here. Like this, we have to uplift the instances. Why? Because yearly the graph is trending, graph is high. So then means the data is coming. Why? Because business means today you started means so tomorrow also some transactions, day after tomorrow so some transaction. Then data coming to the your systems, it is saving into the database level. Then DB size will get increased. DB size will get increased. Then your resource utilizations also will increase. Initially you thought of 500 GB. There are the 550 users. Then 500 GB data. Now it's a 1 TB data. Now hundreds of users are more. Then your business is growing. Then in that case, you need to increase the your capacity also, right? Even in a small mobile phone, also we are increasing the capacities, RAM, storage, everything. We are choosing more things because of the documentation, usage of our mobile phones and everything. This is a business systems. Then how carefully we need to plan the sizing and everything. So because of the these things here, right? So only
Yeah.
you need to remember about the software requirements only. These 5 softwares you should remember. These 5 softwares you should remember here. This is the installation software. This is the installation tool. This is the exports. This is the kernel. This is the DB client. These are the host
Uh,
agent. Yeah.
I have a one doubt.
Yes.
Why we used exports and kernel? What they will do? Like any specific reason?
Yeah, I think explained yesterday. Yeah. So SWPM is like a installation tool. Exports, it contains the SAP standard data. Some we will get the some master data from SAP default data that contains the that we will call it as the master data or standard data that will come as part of the exports. Kernel are the OS level libraries binaries. So these libraries binaries are very important. It will communicate to the your SAP application and operating system. So this kernels contains the so some binaries, OS level binaries it's required. So this contains the master data. This contains the some supported files. In other words, we can say supported operating system files to run the SAP supported operating system files. So when you do the installation of when you do the your operating system in the operating system level in the C drive, you will get the program files, Windows, some folders will be created, right? Why this is creating supported files, supported folders and directory structures. If you delete these things, what will happen? Your operating system will not function, right? Similarly, so here also your operating system will not function properly if you delete these things. So that's the reason. So mandatory files will be installed OS level. So these files contains the mandatory files and these are the master data. This is the DB client. This is the operating system level information here. So when we have to go with this, when we have to do give these inputs here, when you start the SWPM tool in the browser, when you start the SWPM tool in the browser, so there, so the SWPM tool will ask the please provide the path of the exports. Then you need to browse the where the your exports are stored. Kernel paths, kernel files, client, host agent, all the things we have to load it here. All the things we have to load it in the SWPM tool here. Okay, so that's the reason we need the SWPM tool here. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's why we need the all file. You no need to install it. If you just provide the these inputs to the tool, tool will take care of the installation of the any SAP systems. But mandatory, you should have some free space. You should have some memory. So for the to smooth execution of the systems and everything. Okay.
Yeah, got
Then,
it.
yeah, okay. So now, okay, that's fine. Actually, no one asked these questions, but thing is, if you know, that is good. But here, now let's start the. We have the server is ready. Your user accounts also will be ready. After this class, I will share the all the details. So now, today, what you have to do, you need to log into the server, validate the your access. Tomorrow, we are going to start the installation. Without any delay, we are going to start the installation. I thought of to share the passwords and everything yesterday only, but today I will share the user accounts and passwords. So what you have to do, once I provide the passwords and IP details, you need to log into the server in every Windows systems. Every user, you have the laptops or desktops or Mac. So just to go to the search, type RDP, or you will get the RDP connection, or just type the MSTSC, then also you will get the RDP connection, remote desktop connection. Okay, remote desktop connection you will get here. So here, what you have to do, first we are going to discuss on the Windows, right? So then what you have to do, you need to provide the IP. There I will provide the one IP in the group, so that you need to enter that IP. Okay, you need to enter the IP, whatever the IP I provided, just full IP, you can enter it here. Then, so then it will ask the user ID and password. So whatever the user ID, maybe if he is giving the default different your Gmail ID password, go to the more choices, use the different account, just to provide the user ID of the your user ID. Suppose like administrator. Then you can enter the password, whatever the password I given. So that password you can enter it here. Then you will able to log into the remote server. In the remote server, you have the all the things are available on the remote server desktop here. So installation, we have the one dedicated installation server. So those installation server you can log in here. There, so in the if you go to the C, there if you go to the C, there you can see the softwares folder. There you have the all the softwares are readily available. If not, we will download it, keep it ready. Okay. So that is the thing here. That's what you have to validate. Okay. You can just validate the your access once.
We had to download files in RDP, right? Or in desktop.
Anywhere you can download it. No. Software files already available in the server level. You no need to download it again. Why? Because you don't have the service marketplace user ID, right? You no need to download it. It's already it is available. Just you need to log in and maybe let me SAP practice. Let me check. Yeah. So what is the password? This is the server. The IP I will provide you. Then you can able to log in and
Sir, on which database we are installing the SAP?
yeah, database we have to install it. So database part will take care. So why? Because database topic is our next topic, right? That we will do it, not a problem. Or here also we will do it. So one more database like SQL Server database, we will do the installation. Then we will do it. So here, if you go to the C drive, there are the SAP software folder is available. Here you can see the ECC exports, kernel, SWPM, host agent, everything is available here. So this is a NetWeaver exports. This is a ECC exports. Like that, we other two products are available. We can install any product here. So what you have to do, you need to log in and go to the C drive, see the softwares. So just validate the softwares. That's it. You have to do it for today. Then tomorrow when we start the installation, then you need to start the installations.
Okay.
So I will just share all the details. Just you can log in and you can validate it for the day. Today we'll go with the full-fledged installation tomorrow. Okay, just what you have to do, you need to just go to your computer, MSTSC or RDP server, you will get this window. Here you need to enter your IP details, the IP which I provided, you have to enter. Then click on the connect button. It will ask the user ID and password. Then you need to enter the password. Then you can log in.
Right. Right.
Okay.
One more
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
One more thing. Do we need to install it on our personal computer?
Yeah, if you
Whatever
want
said.
to, actually it's not required you to install it. Why? Because since I am providing the server to you, so in my server you can do the practice. So if not, I need a dedicated one. So means I will provide the software. So you can download it to your local laptop or desktop. You can also do the same thing. Fine. Anyway.
You were saying now you can download this kernel SWC something. So do we need to download that on our personal computer, or it is already available on this server?
In the server, it is already available. So you don't need to specifically download it.
So just we need to
Log in remotely. You have to log into the my server. Same as like real
Ah,
time also. Remember, in the real time also we do the same thing. Okay, in your personal computer to client server, you have to connect it. Same as like the IP which I provided. Client also will provide you the one IP or host name. So those IPs you have to connect it remotely by using this one. So similar runtime environments. So you have to provide that one.
okay, we just need to log in and just check it out. That's it, right?
Right,
For
right,
today?
right, right, right. Same as like real time.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.